All right, back by popular demand, my sister Sharon. And this is Storytime with Sharon. So we're going to tell another little story. You maybe remember the last one. What was the last one about? What did we tell it about?
Disneyland Hotel.
Disneyland Hotel and room service. Yeah. So this is kind of the same story, same kind of thing. So quit laughing. So I will start the first part of it. So my mom and my Aunt Patricia would take us to school. Yes, right? So she would take Sharon and Lisa and myself and Lynn and Timmy, and I think Elizabeth Ann was in school then probably.
Not at that time.
Not at that time. Okay. So anyhow, so she would take us to school. We'd stop and pick up a couple of other people, the Cole girls and Robin Robbins and Ginger, and so we'd pick up a few people. So it was like carpool. So that morning, my Aunt Patricia had taken us to school, right?
Right.
Okay. So that's how we got to school that morning. So Sharon is going to pick this story up as we come home.
Just to give you a visual, Kyle and Lynn are in the fourth grade. And I'm in the third. Timmy's in the second, and Lisa is in the first.
Yes. Aunt Patricia. So she took us to school, and what did she say?
She had talked about after school, somebody was going to get their hair done at the little beauty parlor up the street from the school.
Yes.
Right on the main street, Randovan.
Yeah. Which is not very long, which is only maybe 2 or 3 blocks from the school, really. Not that far at all from the elementary school.
Right.
Okay.
Not long. Yeah. We were told to ride the bus, but only 3 of us heard that. 2 people heard walk to the beauty shop after school.
Key phrase, ride the bus, never walk to the beauty shop was ever mentioned, but 2 people heard walk to the beauty shop.
Right. So when the bell rang and we all got on the bus, now also keep in mind that back then there was not a limit on how many people rode a school bus.
Yes.
So the school buses were packed, each seat packed with kids, kids standing in aisles, sitting on each other's laps, and also our school was the largest elementary school in Randolph County, which it still is, Randovan Elementary.
Randolph County School Board right here.
We rode bus 23, which was a flat-nose bus, largest bus in Randolph County.
Yes, it was.
And it was still packed.
Yeah.
Packed.
Interesting little trivia there. That's right. Joe Miller.
So when the bell rang, we all, from our different hallways, went and got on the bus. Well, after the bus went to take off, we realized that there were only 3 petties on the bus and not 5.
And guess which 2 were not on the bus?
The first grader and the second grader.
Yes, they were not on the bus.
So I started to panic, and Kyle's cool as a cucumber, and I knew right then we were in trouble because we were the older ones and we were supposed to be looking out for the younger, the 2 younger.
Not my job.
petties.
Not my job.
So I fretted all the way home on the bus because I just knew it was going to be bad. So if you know where we live in Level Cross, we live, our home was right next to the home place. Mm-hmm. And then Lynn and Timmy lived across the street. We both had really long driveways. Now, they were really, really long when you were little and you had to walk up and down them. Now, they're not so long.
Yeah.
So we decided when we got off the bus that we would go in the house like we do every day, and we just hoped our moms didn't notice that
we didn't have
Lisa
a little
wasn't
sister.
with us and Timmy wasn't with Lynn.
We were missing a little sister. We hoped our mom wouldn't notice we were missing a little sister.
So we walked that long driveway into the house. Well, of course, Patricia and Mom, within a matter of seconds, realized that not all the children came home on the school bus. So after they talked on the phone, they threw us all back in a car, and we started down 220 looking for them.
And let me just say this. Richard Petty never qualified at Daytona as fast as we went back down the road to Randleman to look for those 2 kids.
Yes. We came, again, if you've ever been to Randleman, on Business 220, there's a big bridge, and it's Deep River, and it's a huge bridge there. We got to the bridge, and Lisa and Timmy were walking across the bridge, headed home. Now, keep in mind, we live how many miles from the elementary
Yeah,
school.
about 5.5, 6 miles. But they had already walked a good
They had
mile or more.
already walked all the way up Main Street, Randomin,
Yes.
over a mile.
Yeah, they
from
walked
the
over a
elementary
mile or
school.
so. Yeah, a first grader and a second grader just
Yes.
walking through Random.
Yes.
Yes.
A 5, 6, 7-year-old. I mean, yeah, through Randomin. Nobody had stopped them the whole way up Randomin, Main Street. Nobody had stopped these two little bitty kids walking up the street.
Yep.
So our mom stopped right in the middle of the road,
Dead in the middle of the bridge.
jumped out. They grabbed Timmy and Lisa, hugged, and then they spanked them. And for not listening and following the rules, they put us back in the car. Nobody said a word all the way home. And then we all got a spanking when we got home.
And I still to this day do not understand it. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm sitting on the couch and I get spanked. And Sharon gets spanked. And Sharon cries. And I fake cry.
Yes.
And then I stop crying. And
Yes.
what happens?
Well, we always tell Mom that Kyle's not really crying. It's not
Yes.
a real cry. That we always think she didn't spank him hard enough.
Because
if she
I'm the
even
favorite.
spanked him, because remember, our mother took you in age order into her bedroom to get punished. So yeah, and all she had to say was, you're going to get a spanking, and I cried.
So I got spanked twice. I got spanked twice because she took me back in the room because
Well, you were the oldest one.
Yeah,
and
but-
you should
but-
have been more responsible.
I should not have been responsible. I should not have been responsible. Okay, and this is a precursor to another story that we'll tell about another sister at some point in time. But that is it. Sharon and I were a year apart. We had always been real close, and then Lisa came along, and I guess we just didn't pay attention to her. And we left her at school with Timmy. That's
yes, we did.
That's family life.
And they had walked to the beauty shop.
Yes.
And the parents, Patricia and Mama were not at the beauty shop. So
The people at the beauty shop let them leave and just walk on up the road.
Yep, they just came out of the
There
beauty
are
shop.
so many
and
layers
walked-
to this onion that is wrong.
Yeah.
There's so many layers to this
It
story
wouldn't
that's wrong.
happen in this
It
family.
would never happen
No,
today.
and that was another unforgettable, petty children.
Thank you. Thank you for story time with Sharon. I appreciate that. This has been another great story time. You're getting a glimpse inside the warped minds of how we really are and what we really do. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that. Love you.
Okay.